Hi friends, this is Sarah from Crafting and Relaxing, and today I just wanted to share the assembly of two cards with you that I spent way too much time overthinking. I probably spent about 40 minutes assembling these two cards, which are very similar. So you'll see in the video that I've edited a lot, and I think I even sped it up a bit. The idea was that I had deli paper, which is what your sandwich gets wrapped in when you go to a deli, and we had paint splatters on it from paint pouring. I had this one piece that I really loved, and I just spent way too much time thinking about how to make cards with it. And I almost threw this footage out, but I thought it was good for you to see how it turned out, but also to know that you might make the same mistake. You might have a background that you made that you love, or a piece of specialty paper that you bought when you were on a trip and can't get another one, something like that. Just don't be afraid. Take your paper cutter and cut it up. There was pretty much no bad section on this paper. There was no wrong way I could have done it. Just try it. Life is too short to spend a bunch of time figuring it out. In the end, I decided to tear on this one. I loved the jagged edge of the paint pouring, and I thought that the formality of a perfectly cut rectangle was silly. It didn't really enhance the crazy shape of the pour. And then I did the same thing here. I sped this up like 8 times. The idea is just tear in the same direction. If you want a circle with a similar edge, tear it all the way around the same way. If you go from different directions, you'll likely get a different look, and that's okay if that's what you want. The other thing was I was super careful about just putting the adhesive behind the paint. Many times adhesive shows through vellum, and I kind of figured it would do the same thing on deli paper. I don't think the art glitter glue would have showed at all, but anyway. I also put a lot of glue because it was heavy, that very solid layer of acrylic paint. I was worried that it might come off. Again, I was kind of in an overthinking mood. Just put it together. Put the paint on the canvas and move on with your life. I love those colors, and I came in with, I tried all my blue inks, again in overthinking and didn't make you watch that, and I came in with Distress Oxide in Peacock Feathers for my sentiment, and the sentiment is "You got this," and it's a fairly new stamp set. I think you guys have seen it in a different one. It's from Inky Antics, and it also came with a stamp that said "She believed she could, so she did." I really like that set. I just haven't used it very much. The "She believed she could, so she did" is a little bit bigger. I have it pending in another project right now, but other than that, I don't know if I've used it. And I'm just putting foam mount on the back. And then at the last minute, with almost no planning, I grabbed this piece of ribbon, made a bow, and stuck it down. I think by then I was fed up. Or not a bow, but a loop. And it was foam mount, so there was really no adjusting it by then, even though I clearly tried. That card, I took a little bit more of the deli paper and put glue on it and glued it inside. I was really careful to put glue down at the bottom too, and then you'll see that I'm going to tear that off and throw it away. Everybody has an off day, right? And I think it's good. I don't know if I already told you, but the footage on this was like 40 minutes. It was ridiculous, so I just chopped it down to 8 because I got bored watching it, so I figured you would too. I love how that card turned out. It's super simple, and I do have more of that deli paper, and what I'll do on the future cards is layer it. Here I'm coming in with Wink Stella pen just to add some shimmer there. Layering we've talked about before. If you layer up with a solid cardstock or printed paper or something, it adds more interest. I was so focused on letting that paper shine. I went maybe even a little simpler than I would have liked to. Here's another one. I didn't put a transition. This one's on gray paper, and I really like that too. But I put my sentiment on white. I'm not sure why. And I think that's Faded Jeans in the Distress Oxide. It's a little bit gray. Oh, here's a tip. When you're using these distress oxides, be sure they're dry because this Tim Holtz paper cutter has this plastic thing. So I stamp, I get in a hurry, and I take my sentiment and I slide it under that plastic thing and it smears it. So drink some coffee, get some tea, or use a craft gun or an embossing gun or a hairdryer, whatever. I always use my embossing gun, it's the one I have. And again, I'm just inking the edges. I'm trying to stick with the style of the paper. It's a little bit rowdy, it's not super formal, and I'm trying to bring that in. I hope you are enjoying this video. If you are, be sure and give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. All you need to do is click the logo at the end of this video or click the subscribe button. You can also click the bell to get notified when I post videos because you know it's a little bit random. And I just really appreciate you watching. Thank you so very much. Here I'm putting way too much glue on the other one. And you can see how it hangs down. I mean, they're heavy because they're so sturdy. And that one I liked that the top wasn't straight and it barely fit. Be sure and think about if you have other craft projects or paint projects, art projects, whatever, maybe your kids have some or your friends, don't hesitate to think about what you're throwing away. Sometimes I watch other people's videos and they clean off their stencils with a rag and water, and I think, oh, put that on some paper and keep that for later. Or same with paintbrushes. My friend has really gotten into paint pouring, so she's going to be saving all of her papers for me now. I loved it, but I don't think I need to do it every day. I just like variety. Just be sure and think about not just in your kitchen and packaging what you're throwing out, but maybe in your projects you're generating something that would align with a different project. You do kind of end up with piles of scraps and that sort of thing, but it's pretty great when you think, oh, I need something with a little bit of purple or a little bit of red, and you have it. Again, I'm putting foam mount on this. That's one way. If you're going to make a really simple card, be sure and add some dimension, and that's what I did with the scrap of ribbon too, is bring in a little bit of texture. If you just have 2 or 3 layers of paper and nothing else going on, you better have some amazing art or coloring or a really detailed sentiment or something in there to offset that. And I can't really decide how to put my sentiment, but foam mount, once it's done, it's done. There you go. There are the 2 cards that I made. And again, I hope you enjoyed this video. And I have other card videos coming. I have a pile of cards all put together, well, partially put together behind me. My older dog was ill this week, and so we've been focusing on her, but I think she's perking up and we're going to be fine now. And here we go, just putting some glue in. If you have scraps, don't hesitate to put them on the inside or the back of the card. I don't usually put sentiments on the inside, but I like to add some interest. Even if it's just a weird shaped scrap, it's still fun. It's a nice surprise when somebody opens up that card. Okay, there you go. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.